How many words are we speaking in a minute? How many words? Yes, how many words we are speaking in a minute? That would tally about your fluency. That would tally about your, we are not commentators to keep on speaking 400 to 500 words per minute. Our normal average fluency should be 100 to 120 words. This would be in a range where the other person can understand. And at the same time, if you get low to this, if you get below 100, if it's like 60, 70, the people those are listening to you would sleep, because it would be like a singing a song for a person who is unable to sleep. And definitely they would sleep if you speak 60 to 70 words per minute. That is very, very important. So these are the major 4 parameters to enhance your English. To enhance your English. Now the major step is, sir, is everything is fine. Everything is fine. I have done, I concentrated on my language, but I am unable to speak with others. I am unable to speak with others. That is what, which helps us to analyze about ourselves, is called SWOT. S stands for strength, W stands for your weaknesses, O stands for opportunities, and the T stands for threats. What do you mean by threats? Let us come one by one. As I told you before, the positives and area of improvement. The same thing. Start writing about your strengths. List out your strengths. Or for example, I'm very sorry for the interruption. One day I went for the interview. The company, some ex-company, I was there for the interview, and the HR asked me, Sandeep, could you talk something about yourself? And I gave my introduction. And I want to know more about you within a few minutes. Within a few minutes in the sense, within 1 minute. And I asked him, sir, could you give me 30 seconds time to think about the question? And he said, yes. And I don't know what to speak. And he asked me, I want to know more about you, but within a short time. Sir, and I got a good idea. Sir, I spell my name as S-U-N-D-E-E-P. S stands for spontaneous, understanding and understandable, nice and noble, dare and dynamic, energetic, enthusiastic, and passion. That is Sandeep, I said. Yes, sir, am I not able to give you the spontaneous answers in a simple way? Am I not making you to understand me? Sir, am I not nice, which is called a respectable manner? Sir, am I not dare and dynamic, which in the other words, confident? Am I not energetic? Am I not enthusiastic, sir? And I would be the lucky person to show my passion towards the work if you give me a chance to be the part of your family. This, the corporate family. And I think, yes, each and every word, each and every strength, it's not only, they are not my own. I did not buy them, and I'm not born with them. I started implementing in me when I start concentrating about me. These are all my strengths. So every day, I used to start concentrating. Okay, today I want to be spontaneous. The next day, I need to understand, and I need to understand others, and I need to make them understand about me. And I should be nice and noble, which is called a word called honest towards others. I should be very confident. Every day I am including one strength in me, and this would be very, very helpful for us. How it would be helpful? Let us get into a clear picture. Every day we go outside, and is there any person move out or step out from his home without looking into the mirror? No one in the world will step out without looking into the mirror. Yes? What happens when you look into the mirror? You look your outer appearance. Now, this would be your mirror when you look into your inner appearance. This is what we are. This is what we are. Start concentrating on your strengths. But what we are doing? We are mostly concentrating on our weaknesses. What happens when we start concentrating on our weaknesses? What happens? What happens? We lose our strengths. The more you lose your strengths, the more you become the weaker. If you become the weaker person, you lose lots and lots of opportunities. What happens if you lose lots and lots of opportunities? You start getting lot of threats. What do you mean by threat? I'll give you an example of the threat. There is an ad in the newspaper saying that I require 100 customer care executives. Customer care executives. So I went for the interview. There were 40 members in the interview panel who came for the interview, and among them I was the one. Rest of the 39 people are your threats, which you called as your competitors. The person who is competing with you, yes, will become a threat for you. When you start concentrating on your strengths, these threats will be lower and your strengths would get, and you can gain a job very quickly when you have a lot of strengths. But what happens when we have weaknesses? We lose a lot of opportunities, we gain lot of threats. We gain lot of threats. So every day, every minute, the move you make, you need to start concentrating on each and every one. Each and everything. When you were in a 10th standard, you always concentrate on your strengths because you are not known to the world. You always be very enthusiastic, very energetic. Always you would be running towards the purple when you are in a 10th standard. And when you get into your +2, because that is the major time where your ego starts. Where your ego starts. When you have this ego, you can't concentrate on your strengths. You never concentrate on your strengths. Try always to concentrate on your strengths. And for example, let me talk about our individuality. Sir, my weaknesses. What are my weaknesses? For example, I say that I'm not confident. I'm not confident. I have a lot of shine. I'm a pessimist. Pessimist in the sense, negative thinker. I'm a pessimist. How to convert my weaknesses into strengths? How you can improve your confidence level? How you can improve your confidence level? How? Yes. Coming into the world, talking to everyone, that enhances your level of confidence. That enhances your level of confidence, and which can be. Always try to be a smart worker. How you can become a smart worker? When you are a hard worker, that gradually converts you into a smart worker, because you are already a hard worker. Your hard work makes you to become smart. Your hard work make you smart. So always try to analyze. This analysis, the SWOT analysis, not only for the individuals, this been followed by many of the multinationals. This would be analyzed by many of the multinationals, because to know where do they stand. Because to know where do they stand. Okay, what are the strengths we have? If a company starts talking, if a company starts analyzing about it, what are the strengths they have? Okay, what are the weaknesses they have? Okay, what are the opportunities we are losing when we have weaknesses? How about the competitors when you have the weaknesses? So these are the major points where we need to start analyzing. Try always these 3 parameters. These are very important in each and everyone's life. Now let us go ahead with a called English. What do you mean by English? So actually, what is English? English is a language, and as I told you before, this is a universal language. This is a universal language. To learn English, we need to have a basics. We need to have a basics. First, what we need to learn in English is parts of speech. I'm not going to give you a list, and I'm not going to give you in deep. Just I'll give you an overview about parts of speech. What do you mean by parts of speech? It's clearly written here. A parts in a speech, the way you talk. Parts. How many types? How many of parts of speech are there? There are 8 types. What are they? Noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, interjection, and conjunction. Correct. So if we know in a speech, okay, this part belongs to noun, this part belongs to verb, this part belongs to adverb, yes, then you can talk about parts of speech. Now let's talk about subject verb agreement. What do you mean by subject verb agreement? This subject and a verb, they have an agreement. The major subject what we use in English as I, we, you, they, he, she, it. I, we, you, they, he, she, it. So these subjects have an agreement with the verb. What is a verb? It's an action word. Verb is an action word. The first rule in a subject verb agreement is when the subjects are I, we, you, they. S or ES should not be used to an action word. Example, I play cricket. This is an agreement which has a verb which has an agreement with the subject. I cannot write I plays cricket because the agreement is not this. They have an agreement saying that only S and ES should be used for he, she, it, third person singular. Third person singular. So this should be like he sings song or he sings swell. This is an agreement which is made for the subject verb. This is the agreement which is made for the subject and verb. These are the basic rules where we need to remember in English. Where we need to remember in English. After this, after our subject verb agreement, which is important? Which is important. The next one is B forms. What do you mean by B forms? B forms have two other names. What do you mean by two other names? The first one is helping verb. The next one is acting verb. What do you mean by helping verb and acting verb and B form? Helping verb and acting verb are like is, am, are, was and were. We use this in present tense, We use this in past tense. We use this in past tense. Now, let me make you clear that where we use them as a helping verb and where we use them as a acting verb. This would be a bit interesting, and this are because many people would say your English is wrong, your English is not correct. This is only the major problem where we go wrong with the B forms. We will not commit big mistakes. The normal, in general, slight mistakes where we commit and where we get confused is by using helping verb and by using an acting verb. So let's first talk about where we use helping verbs, where we use them as a helping verbs. When we add ing to a verb, then it is known or called as helping verb. And this one we use in continuous tense. This one we use in continuous tense. Well, let me give you an example. I am playing cricket. We are going to market. This one, for example, without using helping verbs, try to frame a sentence. I playing cricket. Is it a right sentence? No. So this, at this particular situation, at this particular sentence, we call these as helping verb. And mainly clearly remember, when you use, and I can't, without ing it's wrong. I can't say that I am play cricket or I am play chess. I am play chess, like she is read book. She is read book. We can't give the sentences like that. So definitely when we call it as an helping verb, definitely we need to use ing to a action word. We need to definitely give it to a action word. That is when we talk about helping verb. Now when we talk about where we use them as an acting verb. Acting verb, where we use? Where we use them? The word itself says acting. When there is no verb in a sentence. When there is no verb in a sentence. Example, when you are talking about a profession of a person, or when you are talking about the quality of a person, or when you are talking about the character of a person. Example, she is beautiful. She is beautiful. Sachin is a cricketer. Sorry. Sachin is a cricketer. At this particular situation we call them as an acting verb because there is no verb in a sentence. Now let me talk about here. She is looking beautiful. Sachin is playing cricket. Sachin is playing cricket. See, here he is talking, it is talking about his profession. Here it is saying that he is playing. And here it is saying that about her quality, saying that she is beautiful. And here she is saying that when I look at her, she is looking beautiful at that particular moment. But here it is saying she is completely beautiful. So got the difference between where we use an acting verb and when we talk about a helping verb. Now the other major point, the other major part which makes us a lot of confused, in English. This is the major point. If someone asks you a question, what do you mean by tenses? Tenses, sir, like where we talk about present tense, past tense, future tense. To be specific, work plus time is called tense. The work what we have done at what time is called a tense. How many types of tenses are there? Past tense, present tense, future tense. In these three tenses, which is the major one we talk about? And again these are divided into subtenses. What are they? Simple, continuous, perfect, continuous. Perfect, continuous. Let us get into deep about the tenses. What do you mean by, and these subtenses are again divided for three of them, like simple present tense, simple past tense, simple future tense, continuous tense, present continuous, past continuous, future continuous, past perfect, present perfect, future perfect, past perfect continuous, present perfect continuous, future perfect continuous. Now let us talk about past tense. What do you mean by past tense? Simple past is used when we talk about an action which is completed. Example, I wrote a letter. For this, the sentence structure would be subject plus object. In a verbs, we have V1, V2, V3, V4 is nothing but V1 plus ing. Example, see, saw, seen, seeing. So where we use the second form, we use in an action which is completed. I wrote a letter, and we are not giving the specification of the time. Simple past, subject plus second form of the verb plus object, or we can call it as rest of the sentence. Now when we talk about past continuous, what do you mean by past continuous? Continuous means which is going on, but we are talking about past continuous. Let me give you a clarification by explaining in this way. This is past, this is present, and this is future. The past, present, and future. And when we talk about an action, like subject plus helping verb would be was, were. Helping verb would be was and were. Here what it comes? V1 plus ing plus object. Example, she was reading newspaper when I went to her home. This past continuous is always dependent on the other one, because she was reading newspaper. Am I giving you the clear information or the full information when she is reading? For example, let me give you at what situations we use. Yesterday you had your lunch and you were sleeping in the afternoon. At 2 o'clock, I gave you a call. You did not pick the call and you met me the other day and I asked you, yesterday I called you, what were you doing? Yesterday I was sleeping when you called me. What is your answer? You say, yesterday I was sleeping when you called me. So there are two actions happened. One action is you were sleeping and next action is I called you. So always the simple past tense would always remember, it always takes with the support of simple past tense. It always takes the support of simple past tense. Now, let us talk about more examples. She was playing cricket yesterday in the rain. Here also the two actions were there. Here also the two actions were there. What are the two actions? It's raining yesterday and she is playing cricket. Yesterday, an action which is in the past. Yesterday what she was doing? She was playing cricket yesterday. So this is the importance of, and maximum we won't use much. Okay.